Yeah, no, this was a talk that I really wanted to make into a 20-minute talk, but it's such a simple idea, it's barely stretchable to 5 minutes. So what I'm going to talk about today, just a quick warning, it's entirely hypothetical. The data here is not based on facts. It is completely an idea that I believe is happening in the world today, and when I say it, your minds will be blown. It was something I figured out with Tyler Sigmund from Red Hook on the drive back from Steam Dev Days. Steam Dev Days was earlier this year, and it was an amazing conference. Everyone got a free Steam box, which that alone was amazing, and a free Steam controller. Everyone was super excited. And then Valve was sharing all this amazing information about VR and Steam and how Steam was growing and all this stuff. And so we're driving back from Steam Dev Days in Tyler's car, which is a pretty amazing little car. We're like, wah, driving, and it's raining, and it's fog, and it's all filled with developers, so the windows are all steaming up. And it was amazing. And so we're saying, hey, you know, what was really interesting? Because this was an amazing conference. What was the most interesting thing to you? And two things really stuck out. One of them was when Valve said, Steam is growing exponentially. We are growing in the tens of millions of users, faster than we've ever experienced before. We're like, wow, that's a lot of growth. And I said, you know, have you heard of anyone, you know, on Steam right now that's seeing their sales double? It's like, no, the tail's not there. So, well, maybe that's related to the other thing that got me really excited. And Tyler said, what's that? This is not exactly what happened, actually. But Tyler, you know, in my mind, Tyler said, what's that? And I said, it was the talk that Valve gave about the free-to-play games and how they monetize Dota 2 and Team Fortress 2 and do it in an ethical manner that respects the player and makes the game better, not just for the people who play, but for everyone who plays. And to me, that was a mind-blowing talk. And then somebody in the car, it might have been Keir or Tyler or myself, somebody said, maybe the two are related. And I said, what? Maybe the two are related. All this massive growth is in the free-to-play sector. And I said, right, because you've got virtual goods and you've got trading cards and you can sell those trading cards for money. And I said, oh my God, Steam is a free-to-play game. And my mind just went, the whole world opened up. So think about this for a second, right? When we were at Electronic Arts, we had our ideal little customer, and we called this customer Little Timmy. So you're Little Timmy, and Little Timmy doesn't have any money. Little Timmy, he might live in Eastern Europe, he might live in South America, he might live in Western Canada, but Little Timmy has no disposable income. So when you or I think about our customer for our game, and I'm assuming that we're not making free-to-play games, we're making paid games, we think of somebody with disposable income, a gamer with disposable income, a gwitty, if you would. And so we think about that as our customer, and we don't think about Little Timmy. The only reason Little Timmy would ever play our game is because Little Timmy's mommy or daddy gave Little Timmy some money to buy our game. But with Steam being free to play, it completely changes that. So this is how Little Timmy can buy your game. So Little Timmy starts playing Dota 2. Timmy's 11 years old. And so Timmy gets into the lobby and starts swearing at people profusely. And he's getting really ready for his game of Dota 2. And he starts playing, and he gets some loot, and he comes out of the game, and he takes the loot, and he takes it to the auction house. He also unlocks some trading cards, and he takes them to the auction house. And he starts selling it, and his Steam wallet starts growing. And Little Timmy keeps on doing this, and he's like, you know what, all these freaking noobs in Dota 2, I'm totally past them, I'm gonna go play some Team Fortress 2. And so then he goes into the lobby there, and he starts swearing at people in Dota 2. And he plays, and he plays, and he plays. And 3 or 4 months later, Little Timmy's Steam wallet is full of tens of dollars. It's this amazing full Steam wallet. And then what happens? What does Steam do every quarter? Oh, it's a Steam sale. So all these games that used to be $50 are $4 or $3 or like 88 cents. And so Timmy takes his Steam wallet and he goes and he buys games. And now, in reality, most Little Timmys would take their money and they would spend it back on Dota 2 and Team Fortress, but in my magical world where Steam is a free-to-play game, he's spending it on our games because that's how I want it to work out. And so Little Timmy's going in and he's spending money from his free-to-play games, that is real currency, comes out of his Steam wallet and into our wallet, which is absolutely amazing. Now think about the growth that we've seen in free-to-play. Right? It's going in the tens of millions. You know, Steam was saying at Steam Dev Days a growth of, you know, over a quarter, 20 million new customers were coming in. And that growth is continuing. You know, Dota 2 is gigantic, Team Fortress 2 is gigantic, and more free-to-play games are gigantic. So what does this mean to us? You know, honestly, I don't know. And this is why I couldn't make a 20-minute talk about this, is because I really don't know how this changes anything that we do. We still make our trailer, we still make our game, we still make it as good as we possibly can, and we still charge money for it. But the idea that out there is a customer who I never thought of as a potential customer before can independently buy my game without their parents knowing that they bought my game. As a parent, that's kind of weird, but as a game developer, it's really cool. And it shows us that our potential audience isn't just people in the West or in first world countries, but it's a global audience. And a global audience has the ability to pay real cash money for our games without expending any of their own money at all. And I think that's something interesting, so I wanted to share it today. Thank you.